and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you acquire. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you acquire. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Film My Run, on Twitter at Film My Run, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, here we are again on a Wednesday for Wednesday Workout Live on Zwift, and I am still keeping it easy. I'm having an easy week. I've had 2 weeks of solid training for my upcoming race in March, but I've developed a tiny little ankle injury, so this week is an easy week. No elevation or hardly any elevation, and very slow miles. Just keep it ticking over. So we've joined Group C tonight for Wednesday workout. 400 metre intervals. But they're long ones. 800, 600, 400, 200 in a pyramid. And then we go the other way, coming back 200, 400, 600 and 800. And as we increase or reduce the distance, the speed increases and reduces. Alternatively, or the other way round, you know what I mean, don't you? Ankle is actually not too bad. Thanks for asking. And yeah, no, it's all right. Ankle's okay. I'm just making sure I don't make it worse. Got a big weekend coming up at the National Running Show. Quite a lot of running will be happening at the National Running Show. So I really don't want to be injured for that. Hello to Fire Leather, hello to Sorensen, and hello Ryan Downey. I am watching Facebook chat, watching YouTube chat. I know it's an early start for me today. I do prefer the early starts on a Wednesday because it gets me out to the leisure centre for the kids' swimming club. And I don't like missing that. Fire Leather says, I want one of those one of these. They're available to buy in the shop. Just go to the Zwift store online and you can get them. So we're gradually going to warm up. Thanks for the ride on, Newmark.
Ride on.
And any other ride-ons I've just missed, by the way. Go Hansen there, thank you.
Ride on.
From Denmark. So it's an 800-metre warm-up. And gradually just increase the speed. We've got a couple of strides. Rob Harrison, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on.
A couple of strides, 200 metres, and then we'll get into it. Sabio, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on.
Sabio's running. Gabriella is running as well. Gabriella Kiriakou just behind me with Sabio. Newmark. We've got Peter Denny running as well. Rogler, Heinz, Jones. B. Williams, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on.
Brian Daly's in Group B. There's a Jay Cox in Group D from the UK. And a Janschek from Germany in Group D. Willie Grider from the USA is in Group B. Haven't seen any Group A runners yet. But we've got 28 runners today. 28 runners in Wednesday workout, which is a lot considering, Diebeck, thanks for the ride on. Which is a lot considering we've got the Tour de Zwift events all going on as well. Andy Berman, the running show is at the Birmingham NEC. So Birmingham in the UK, the National Exhibition Centre, Saturday and Sunday. Zwift will have a stand there. If you're not on the list to go, get yourself on the list. You just need to get a ticket. You should still be able to get free tickets from various places. Just type in National Running Show free ticket into Google and you should get something. If not, you'll have to pay on the door when you come. But come and see us on Saturday or Sunday. We'll be doing live treadmill running. We'll have New Balance marathon training runs going on live. We may even do as a Tour de Zwift race. And then we've also got Q&A sessions, I think, on the stage. It remains to be seen exactly what's going on there, but there's plenty happening. John McManus, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on.
And we are 300 metres away from the start proper. Ryan Perring, 7:30 tomorrow evening. You're going to ride with G. Fourth. Oh yeah, of course. The big ride tomorrow, isn't it? 7:30. What day is it tomorrow? The Thursday. No reason why not, I don't think. I will have done the New Balance training run at 6. I could do, couldn't I? 8.6 kilometres an hour now. Gabriella, thank you for your ride on, and whoever it was that just gave me a ride on before that as well, thank you. So yeah, very gentle again for me today. Taking it easy, making sure I don't do any damage to my ankle, and we'll see where we're at when we get to next week and we'll start going again with the elevation and faster workouts. But sometimes it's good to just take a week of rest. I'm still going to run every day, but nothing fast, nothing that's going to cause my ankle too much trauma. But as I've said, it seems fine to run on. So get ready for a couple of strides is the instruction. John Hepplewhite, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
8.7 kilometres an hour. Blue arch signifies the end of the warm-up and the start of the first stride, which is 200 metres at 11 kilometres an hour. So remember, we're in Group C. All the groups are indicated on the right-hand side of the screen by a circle with a blue background for C, a yellow background for D, a green background for B, and if you're in Group A, there is a red background. 11 kilometres an hour, let's go. So just designed to stretch the legs out a bit, get you moving a little bit quicker. Ollie Medham, sir, thank you very much, buddy.
Ride on!
Ryan says his mother is coming to the National Running Show with strict instructions to annoy me. Lux, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
Looking forward to that, Ryan. Halfway through, 100 metres. Riley, thank you very much.
Ride on!
And just coming to the end of the first stride. I'm back down to 8.8 kilometres per hour. 400 metres recovery. Hope that woke your legs up. Steady now until the next one. So 400 metres of gentle running, and then we get into the next one, the next stride, and then we get into the proper work. John, okay, yeah, there's been a lot of that around. Good old dose of man flu. This time of year, very common. I've managed to avoid it just about, I think. Don't speak too soon, though. Never know. It's often when your immune system is at its lowest that you catch these things. And if you overdo it, then your immune system will be low. So over the next 2 weeks, I've got quite a busy couple of weeks, along with fitting lots of training in. Hopefully I'll stay fit and well. So staying with the floating bot, you see that bot floating above our heads there, that is our pace bot. That is going at the speed of the workout. So ideally we stay with that. Ryan says I spend too much time in my shed to catch anything. Too much time in my shed and my house, and not very much time with other human beings at all, apart from my own kids. And that's the problem, isn't it? Because the kids are the ones that get the diseases and carry them on, pass them on. Right, I haven't put my fan on, and it's starting to get warm in here. Matchen, thank you very much. K Matchen.
Right on!
Don't recognise that name. Hello to you. Let me just reach over and put my fan on. My wife says hello. She's out, well, maybe she's back now then. She was out running 5k. And Pete Sini says, good to hear your ankle is better. Well, yeah, it's better than it was. It's still not right, but it's definitely not a disaster. It's runnable. Right, 20 metres and then we do another stride. 11 kilometres an hour.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. So comfortable 200 metres at this pace. Another 400 metre rest, and then it's 11.7 kilometres an hour. So faster than this for 4 times as long. I've got it on you. Thank you. You all right? Did the walkie-talkies work at all? Oh, really? Well, that's indoors, though. And this was indoors. It'd be interesting to see what it's like outdoors. Okay. Yeah, good. So, 30 metres, 20 metres, just coming up to the banner, and then we get another rest. 8.8 kilometres per hour, down we go. So we've got a nice number in Group C. 1, 2, oh, missed it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I can see on the screen in Group C. So that's a very decent number. Peter Denny is just in front of me. Jay Jones, whose first name escapes me. And thank you for that ride on.
Ride on.
Somebody from Poland didn't get the name. Let's just bump it up a little bit and just close the gap a little bit with the 2, 3, 4 people in front of me, 5 people in front of me. Little tiny bit spread out. Ryan Perring, thanks for the ride on, buddy.
Ride on.
Yeah, so does mine, which doesn't help when you're trying to calculate split times 70 or 80 miles into a 100-mile race when you're also sleep deprived. Should be fine here, but there we are. Okay, so the first bit of hard work coming up then, proper hard work. We get into our sets, 800, 600, 400, 200, bit of a rest, 200, 400, 600, 800. And as the distances decrease, the speed increases. Darren, yes, I'm going to attempt that. No, I'm not. Darren Smith is asking if I'm going to attempt to break the 24-hour treadmill record. Definitely not. I do have a plan to run on a treadmill for 24 hours, but with a goal of just doing 100 miles in 24 hours. And we'll see if we can do that at some point. Jay Hines, thank you.
Right on.
But the thought of doing 270 kilometres on a treadmill, my God, that would be hard work, wouldn't it? Well done to that Hungarian chap who just did it. Okay, 11.7, let's go.
To infinity and beyond.
It'll be interesting to see how it feels on a treadmill though, Ryan. Because, you know, it's not a hilly one, would it? It wouldn't be a hilly 100. Although I guess I could make it into a hilly 100, couldn't I? It would actually be 107 miles. Because I'm going to follow the full PRL route. But I have no idea when I'm going to do it. It's fitting a day in when I don't have to have any other responsibilities other than being in here for the whole day, and I haven't got any races that I need to be fit for afterwards. DeSanto, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Right on.
But just flat running on a treadmill for 24 hours may be horrendous. Ward, thank you very much. Andrew Jackson, thank you very much.
Right on.
Halfway through this set.
Jack it up.
And Dagan, thank you.
Right on.
Is that Croatian flag? I was a bit late getting myself changed for this run, so I decided to leave my socks on. But I've done this before, and I always regret it, because I tend to wear nice cozy socks during the day, quite thick, and my feet are absolutely burning up already. Sorensen, Vidar, they're much of a muchness, to be honest. They'll all do the job for you. I've got the Garmin HRN. I've also got the Ticker X or the Ticker Run. It depends what you're running Zwift on. If you're running Zwift on an iOS device, you're probably better off getting a Bluetooth heart rate strap. So the Ticker is probably a decent choice. But if you're on a computer using Ant Plus, then you could use the Garmin HRM as well. The Ticker will work on both. The Ticker will work on Ant Plus and on Bluetooth.
Jack it up.
So, there we are.
Nice.
Ease it down a bit. 400 metres of recovery. So, a few of the group are like 5 or 6 seconds ahead of me. I'm sticking to the rules, but Vitasini, I don't know if you're taking the mickey or not. You know I use a watch for my heart rate. It depends how serious you are about your heart rate zones and having pinpoint accurate heart rate. Now, to be honest, for me, optical that is wrist-based heart rate, is perfectly adequate. Sometimes it might take a little while to kick in. Occasionally, you might find it's not quite as accurate as a chest strap. You know, most of the indications are it isn't quite as accurate as a chest strap. But for me, it's perfectly okay. And it really is worth it for me to offset the uncomfortable nature of having a chest strap around your chest and the rubbing of the chest strap in the heart rate monitor in the middle of your chest. I used to get quite bad rubbing in the middle. And when you're running long distance races, well, any race really, but when you're particularly long distance, you want as few distractions as possible. And just that slight rubbing on your chest of the chest strap is enough to put you off and, brings that extra little bit of negativity into your run. So I'm happy to not have a chest strap at all and put up with mildly, slightly worse heart rate readings. Now, in addition to that, the watch I used to have did seem to have much better optical heart rate than this one. This one does seem sometimes to take an awful long time to get into the swing of the run. And sometimes I'll spend the first 1 or 2 kilometres with unusable heart rate, like totally wrong. But it eventually gets there. Right.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go again. 600 metres at 12.5 now. Right, Peter Sini. If you don't like the idea of chest strap, then use optical heart rate on your wrist. It'll be absolutely fine, I promise you. You know, unless you're an elite athlete who needs pinpoint accuracy every single time. You can see now, I'm wearing optical heart rate. And as far as I can see, kilometres 1, 2, 3, and currently, my heart rate is where I would expect it to be. That seems correct to me. And I know when it's wrong. I can tell when it's wrong. Yeah, so I would recommend optical heart rate. People get far too up their own bums about these things, about data like this. You know, you need a decent average so that you know where your heart rate zones are and when you're working in particular zones. And optical will give you that. Ryan Downey, the ticker fit, what is that then? Is that an arm based or is it a wrist based? What is it? Yeah, I mean, of all the chest straps, I do like the ticker. But I've never heard of the ticker fit. That's a new one, I assume? So just seen our first A group runner, Peters, flicked onto the screen there. There he is. Peters from Holland. Oh, he seems to have stopped. Well, he's got some kind of problem. Okay, so Ryan Downey says the ticker fit is an optical heart rate monitor, but around the top of your arm. There have been some others like that as well. Now, I just can't remember the name of it, but there was a very popular one 2 or 3, 4 years ago. An arm one. Let's see if I can recall the name of it. The Mio, was it the Mio? Arm strap? Oh no, Brian Dell's treadmill's just broken. That's bad. Sounds like just broke big time. Oh dear. Brian, bad news, buddy. Sorry about that. Peter, if you want to have a look at some data, Raymaker always has decent stuff on his site. He's done lots of work with heart rate monitors, optical, arm-based, and chest straps, and you will find lots of comparison data on Raymaker's site. So 200 meters to go, and then we bump up the speed again, but we bring the distance down, so 400 meters at 13.2. T. Childs, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Right on.
That's it, the Mio Scotch rhythm, yes. Massey, thank you.
Right on.
"100 metres. We've done 4 kilometres. We've got just over 5 to go. Oh my God. Well, good luck getting that fixed, Brian. Sorry about that. That is bad news. But on the plus side, time to get a loan and get a really nice new treadmill. Lily, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
So, taking the recovery and time to go again. 13.2 now. Vetterman, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Right on.
Just passing Coet from Canada in Group D. 200 metres to go. Now, can I remind you about the New Balance runs at the weekend? They are now up, but I'm going to get them changed to an interval session. They're currently a 12 kilometre long run. Now, I don't want to have to do 12 kilometres twice on Saturday and twice on Sunday. So, we're changing them to a 5k, 800 metre, 8 by 400 metre interval session. And that'll be at 11 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday, live from the NEC in Birmingham at the National Running Show. So, if you're not coming to the National Running Show, please sign up and do one of the New Balance runs with me. I'm going to try and have a live stream camera from the event. We'll see if that works out or not. So it'd be really good if you could get as many people to sign up. I'll put a message on Facebook Runners, Zwift Runners Facebook page. As many people to sign up for that as possible, so we get a nice big crowd on Zwift for people to see when they come to the stand, the Zwift stand. They'll see a big screen with lots of runners. We may also run one of the Tour de Zwift races, just to show people what it's like to race on Zwift as well. So that'll be good. Right, Ryan Downey says, I bought the ticker fit for my daughter, but I use it all. I bet she's not happy. So he bought it for his daughter and he uses it. Well, mind you, that sounds like pretty much every gadget that I've ever bought for my kids as well. I don't think Mo Farah is there, I'm afraid.
Okay, let's go.
Right, here we go again. Through 13.9 now. Andrew Cutmore, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
Yeah, no, I don't think Mo Farah is at the running show. Yeah, Peter, I can thoroughly recommend the Fenix range of watches. Mine is the Fenix 6. Massive long battery life now. up to 30 hours for a long run. So this is the fastest we'll go.
Nice.
And back down to 7.7. And then we've got a little recovery, 600 metres at 8.8. So M Lord is 2 minutes ahead. Who else have we got? Peters is in Group A. Saw somebody 5 minutes ahead there. Jana is 1:38 ahead. But then we've got Erhard is 13 seconds up. So most of the group are still intact, still within about 30 seconds of each other. David Potts, if your treadmill is limited to 12 kilometres per hour, then yeah, you should just join Group D, because you're not going to get any faster than that. Andrew, my ankle is, yes, it is feeling a little bit easier than it did a couple of days ago, that's for sure. It's not right by any means. Now let's see if I can pronounce this name again. Salaya from Ireland, thank you very much.
Ride on.
I know that you give me a ride on all the time, and I'm so useless at pronouncing your name. I am doing it completely wrong, I know I am. And I'm so sorry, but thank you very much anyway. Yeah, Ryan, if you could create 400 fake accounts on Zwift and then just use the TSS app to run them all, that'd be great, thanks. Don't do that. So a nice little chill out in the middle of our session today. So we're well over halfway in terms of distance. We've done 5.3 kilometres. We've got just under 4 kilometres left to run. Heart rate is nice and comfortable, and I am sticking with Group C tonight. It's nice to mix it up, but it's also important not to aggravate a mild muscle or tendon injury, which I don't want to make any worse. I want to give it some time to recover. So going nice and slow will get blood flow to the tendon. And blood flow obviously is very important to get it healed, but we don't want to bash out a fast, hard run which will put strain on the muscle to make it worse. We don't want to tear anything, but we do want to exercise it and work it. So 300 metres to go of our little recovery, and then we're back into another 200 metres at 13.9. Anyone got any stories? Any gossip? Did you see the post I put up about the guy who broke the 24-hour treadmill record the other day from Hungary? Pretty amazing, something like 268 kilometres in 24 hours. Madness. If anybody does want to join me at some point in the next 2 or 3 months, he says confidently, I am going to do a 24-hour treadmill run and aim for 100 miles in 24 hours. I've done that before outdoors, so it should be doable on the treadmill. But having never run that long on a treadmill, I've just no idea how it's going to affect me. Thierry Macklin, thank you very much for your ride on, buddy.
Ride on.
Hope you're well. Sorensen says next week he's getting his Stride foot pod. Looking forward to running on Zwift with it. Yeah, well, Stride is the best foot pod. If you're going to use a foot pod for Zwift, you won't get a foot pod better than the Stride. Ryan Perring, 286 kilometres the guy ran in 24 hours. That is mad. So I won't be going for that record, but we'll try for 162 kilometres, or a little bit more maybe, 170 kilometres. Brian Dell says that's it for today. I can also recommend the Ticker Fit. Wear it on your forearm, very accurate. So another recommendation for the Ticker Fit there. Right, 13.9, here we go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, PRL full route is 173 kilometres. So that's what we'll try and do at some point in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I'm not saying when. I'll have to feel right. I'll have to feel that the time is right. Although the other thing is, if I don't set a date, I'll never do it, will I? 6 kilometres done, just over 3 to go of Wednesday workout, Group C. Thoroughly enjoying running around with the Group C guys today, and I shall drop some ride-ons when we get into the cool down at the end. 7 out of 12 stars so far, so all is well. Marcus Holmes, thank you for your ride on, Marcus Holmes. Currently, as far as I'm aware, nobody has run further than Marcus Holmes on Zwift. So, got a little post up on Facebook. Simon Funnell has run 7,000 kilometres on Zwift. Marcus Holmes has run 7,500 kilometres on Zwift. And if you haven't seen that, go and have a look and let me know what your distance is on Zwift. For reference about how good those numbers are, or how many kilometres that really is, Marcus has done his 7,500 in 18 months running on Zwift and hardly running outside at all. I have been running on Zwift for 3 years, more than 3 years, and I am on about 2,500 kilometres, and I run on Zwift very regularly. At the moment I'm running on Zwift almost every day. That hasn't been the case throughout the full 3 years, but I have always run fairly regularly on Zwift, and I am only up to 2,500 kilometres, so 7,500 kilometres is some going. So well done, Marcus. Ryan Perring says he's not even bagged 1,000 yet. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7,500 kilometres. He told me he started on Zwift middle of 2018, something like that. It's all on the Facebook page post. Go and have a look at it. And he says when he started running on Zwift, but he hardly ever runs outside. Emily Williams, thank you.
Right on.
Whereas even now, much of my mileage is still outside. Maybe not at the moment, but overall, in general, most of my mileage is outside. So perhaps if I took my iPhone with me and logged on to Zwift every time I run outside as well, I might get a little closer to Marcus. Right, there we go. There's the 13.2 done. So we've got 200 metres recovery, and then we've got 2 more sets to go. A 600 metre and then an 800 metre. The speed comes down though, so we should have enough energy to get through those final 2. And then we've got a bit of recovery time to drop some ride-ons to Group C. I seem to be almost at the back of Group C at the moment. Jay Jones is about 50 seconds behind, but I often find this with the direct Bluetooth compatible treadmills. Certainly the MyRun, you do seem to fall behind a little bit to people using foot pods. Quite often I have to bump it up a little bit to catch up with people, even though I seem to be doing what the instructions are telling me. I don't know, Peter. Peter's just saying, does talking whilst running help me with my breathing? I guess only in that it gives you more of a cardio workout, because obviously you're using more energy. Now, what speed am I going now? 12.5. You're using more energy to talk while you run, so you need more breath, so your heart gets a bigger workout. So in that respect, it probably does, but it doesn't mean that I find it any easier to blast out a fast run. Brent Hansen, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Right on!
Fire leather, yes it is. It's a little bit controversial. Some people say you should only run on Zwift when you're engaged with Zwift itself. So, and you should only run on Zwift on a treadmill. So they say that it's like, if you just have Zwift in your pocket, you're not looking at the Zwift screen, then you're not really running on Zwift, even though your avatar is moving around the course. Now, in the very early days of Zwift running, I did put my phone in my pocket and do some runs, and then I decided, yes, it was a bit not in the spirit of things, so I stopped doing it. But then other people say they run outside with their phone simply because they don't have a treadmill, or for whatever reason it is convenient and practical for them to run outside with Zwift. And I kind of get that. So, although for some people it's controversial, I'm kind of on the fence, and I'll say, if you need to, if it works for you, then fine. If what you're doing is simply deliberately going out with your phone, running on Zwift just to collect XP points and to move up the levels, then I would say that's not okay. Jason Kaplan, Zwift HQ, thank you.
Right on!
But to answer your question very simply, yes, it's perfectly possible. So just coming to the end of the 600 metres.
Nice!
Down to 8.3. And we chill out for 400 metres now. Well done everyone in Group C, doing really well. Jay Jones a minute behind, but everyone else, it seems, although it does say there are 4 more in the group, but most other people ahead of me. So the group has spread out a bit. we used to issue instructions for everyone to kind of group together again and, you know, slow down or speed up just so we stay as a group. And we do kind of do that in some of the groups, but sometimes it just becomes too much to manage and we just have to let everyone go, really. Yes, Ryan, totally agree. If it motivates, Ryan makes a very good point. If it motivates people to be active and get running, it's still a big win, whatever way you look at it. Absolutely, totally agree. Fire leather, yeah, that's fine. So, we are approaching the last set in Wednesday workout today. 800 metres at 11.7, followed by a 200 metre recovery, and then I've got 400 metres to give a load of people some ride-ons. Maybe I should drop a few now. Let's just quickly, if I can get my mouse working. One, two, three. Oh, I'm going to get lost here, aren't I? No. Peter Denny, there you go. Jay Jones. How long have I got left? 90 metres, okay. Newmark, where's Newmark? Disappeared. There he is. Right, and one more. Back to me. 50 metres. And then we bump it up. Sorensen, yes. Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say elites, just faster runners. So, you've got groups A, B, C and D. And, yes, you join the group that you feel you will be most comfortable in. Well, 11.8. So 11.8 now for 800 metres. So, right, if you're running 10 kilometres in 55 minutes, I would suggest that's probably Group B. What do you think, Ryan? Yeah, top of Group C or Group B. To be in Group A, you probably need to be running 10k in 45 minutes. Sub 40 would be like the faster 10k runners. But I mean, your elite, proper elite runners are doing 10k in under 30 minutes. So Group A is not, you wouldn't class it as elite runners, but it is the highest group for the fastest runners on Zwift. But you know, if you're a sub 40 runner, then you'll be easily well placed in Group A. Top Pink, Matthias makes a good point. If you are running outside, Zwift does use your battery very quickly. You'd be lucky to get 10k in. A fully charged iPhone, 10k for like an hour's worth of running will pretty much drain your battery. So you do need a power bank. Yeah, that's a fair enough point, Ryan. Given a few runs, Fire Leather, a few runs and you'll soon find where you are. No one's going to have a go at you for entering the wrong group, and you will find plenty of runners on here. You know, there are runners in this group, in Group C now, who are 3 minutes ahead of me. Now I'm sticking to the instructions, so whoever is 3 minutes ahead, 4 minutes ahead, M Lord, they're clearly not sticking to the instructions for Group C. And why they've joined Group C, I have no idea, because they should be in Group B, or even Group A, you know. And that's a problem with races, and it's something Zwift are going to do something about, because if you're clearly a Group A runner and you enter a Group C race and win it, that clearly isn't fair. So Zwift are thinking of putting things in place, or certainly ZwiftPower.com have things in place to prevent that happening. So if you are a Group C runner, Group C runners now really should be working very hard in this very last set to try and get through it. Wednesday workout is always a very intense, tough workout. So if Group C is your group, this is a hard workout. Another good point made by Ryan. Don't knock your confidence by starting in a group that's too high. Better to start in a lower group and work your way up.
Nice.
There we go, good stuff. So 200 meters at 7.7. That is the really hard work done in Wednesday workout. And the cool down begins. I think I did give a ride on to pretty much everybody, didn't I? We'll have a look. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. So Yana. Oh, no, I'm on the bikes now. Don't want to go to the bikes. Back to me. Right. Well done. Well done to Willie Grider. We'll give Peters a ride on as well. Well done to you. D Mills, well done to you. Heinz, well done to you. And Rogler, I've given him one already. Valentines, given her one already. So, I think we're done. Jane Jones, Jay Jones. Right, I think that's everyone I can reach. And just to finish off, we'll just increase the pace a bit for the last 400 metres. 10 stars out of 12, should be 11 when we go through here. There we are, 11 out of 12.
Nice.
And up to 9.2 just for the last 400. Chill out time. Ryan Downey says he started in Group D and now he regularly runs in Group B and sometimes in Group A. But when he runs in Group A, we do give him an absolute whiplashing, to be honest with you. Slap him down. What are you doing here? Get back down to Group B. Ryan holds his own really well now in Group A. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, that is true, Marcus. So, that is very true. MRC, so Monday Run Club in Group A, could be manageable for a Group B runner, perhaps. But Wednesday workout for Group A is really tough. Told you, Ryan. Get yourself a decent foot pod. Have you ordered a run module? So final 200 metres, just coming up to 9 kilometres run on the desert roads. There we are, there's 9 kilometres. Eric Lou, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
And we are chilling out at the end of Wednesday workout. Thank you so much, guys, for your conversation today. That's been really good, useful chat on Facebook and YouTube. And That's what we want. That's what we want these sessions to be about. So it's not, it isn't just watching some old fogey run. It is about having conversations about running, helping new people with questions and advice, and trying to encourage the Zwift running community to better itself and make it a more cohesive unit. And that's been really good today. Thanks, guys. Right, there we go. Just a reminder, National Running Show. If you're not coming, why not? Get yourself to Birmingham this Saturday and Sunday for the National Running Show at the NEC in Birmingham. I will be there. Victoria, my other half, will be there. I might even... Do you think I can get Victoria? If there's two treadmills side by side, can I get Victoria running on the treadmill next to me? What do you think? Husband and wife running team at the Zwift stand. Can you imagine? Okay, so yeah, please come along to that. And if you're not coming, please try and get into one of the runs, the New Balance runs. They are now on the Zwift Companion app. I did say at the beginning, they are listed as 12-kilometre runs at the moment, and they won't be that. There'll be 5-kilometre runs, 5-kilometre interval sessions, 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. UK time on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be doing live New Balance training runs, marathon training runs, live from the NEC in Birmingham. So it'd be really good to have a big crowd of you guys on Zwift to run one of those sessions at least. If you can do two, that'd be awesome. So hopefully we'll see you either virtually on Zwift at the weekend or live in person at the Zwift stand at the National Running Show. Awesome stuff. No, Ryan, definitely not. She does it for love and nothing else. My foot pod has been pretty bang on of late. My speed days are behind me. Isn't your 10k time still faster than my 10k time? I think it is, And Pete Seen, he says, nice, Ryan. I'm stuck a little between B and A. A little too fast for B and you usually holding the rear in A. Yeah, so that sometimes can be the case, can't it? You're not quite fast enough for Group A, but you find yourself pushing ahead in Group B. I think in that situation, it depends what you're after out of your session. If you really want to stretch yourself and push yourself, then you have to go in Group A really, and you just have to work as hard as you can. If you need a little bit of an easier session, then go in Group B. And again, nobody's going to have a go at you for one or the other, really. Right, that is it. Jay Jones, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
We are done. We are out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK time for the New Balance Marathon Training Run tomorrow. And then Ryan has asked if I'm going to do the big cycling event. 4,000 people apparently are cycling tomorrow with Eric Min. And who is it that's cycling? Who's the elite athlete that's cycling tomorrow? I can't remember who it is. Anyway, 7:30 p.m. ride tomorrow, Ryan says, and he's now going to tell me who the elite athlete is who's cycling. It's Eric Min and somebody. Big cycle ride tomorrow, 7:30. Carl Pilkington, not the Carl Pilkington. Oh yes, Geraint. Yeah, okay. It's one of our UK or Welsh cyclists. Geraint Thomas will be riding tomorrow with Eric Min and 4,000 others, so it might be quite fun to do that. I don't have to go fast, do I? I can't go fast. I used to be a Group B rider, but I am definitely Group C rider at the moment. Chettle, thank you for your ride on. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Here we go.
Right on.
There you go. Cold cup of coffee to finish. Actually, lukewarm coffee. Right. That is it. Okay, see you later, guys. TDF Champ 2018 Tour de France champion Geraint Thomas. Yes. Okay, where are we at? That's it. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. New Balance Marathon Training Run, and then 7:30 the ride with Geraint Thomas and Eric Min. Take care, guys. See you then. Bye bye.